a good final result, but were you pleased with tonight's performance, how you got the result?
I'm glad we won the game.
So does that mean you were not pleased with the performance?
I'm just glad we won.
Rob, what do you tell the team? What's the message to the team after a game like that? Where
Like what?
when you win, but you don't play, as well as you wanted to.
Look, in this league, it's important to win games like that. For me, it's important that you win at home. I told them before the game, I think you have to win at home. We've got a lot of home games, and we got to continue to win at home. It's important to the fans. It's important to us. I think you have to make this place as close to what it was before. People would get scared to come here. I mean, that's kind of what I said to them after. Is like, look, a win's a win. I appreciate their efforts, and I probably don't say that enough, because they sacrifice their bodies. They go out there and they perform to the best of their abilities, and there's no one out there tossing it off. So I appreciate the sacrifice they put on their bodies day in, day out, the injuries they play through, the heartache they take. I really appreciate that, and that's what I stressed to them tonight after, because I'll take responsibility when things I feel like I've done wrong. So if that was reflected anything of me, I'll take that responsibility. But I also just want to make sure they're appreciated, because that ain't easy, going on the Sunday and then again on the Wednesday, and now they got to think about going for another game. But the win's a win, and it's important for this group, and it's important for the club at the moment.
The team on offense, it seemed to, much like the last game, just not making a lot of runs off the ball, not looking for space. Number one, was that your take on it too? And number two, is that just a function of so many games, just fatigue, and the mind gets tired, the legs get tired, or what do you why do you think it is?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, when I watch it back, I'll look to see. I feel like I thought that in the LA game, and then the next thing I know is I watched a few actions, and there was some guys trying to run him behind. Maybe they weren't getting the ball, and then eventually they stopped doing it. We spoke about it. We've talked about different areas that we could try to get him behind, especially early. Like I told you guys last week, it was like, for me, as silly as it sounds, and there's movement with it, but it's a ball over the top. That's what got us a goal again. It's a ball over the top. And I'm not here to play pretty soccer all the time, but it needs to be effective and direct and attack-minded and go. And I think, again, that's where the goal comes from tonight. That's where the goal came from the other day. At times, there's time and place to play in space and play inside, but if you stretch them early, then hopefully the space opens up a little more. In the first half, I just thought we could have been better with that. It was a little bit too slow, and again, I'll watch it back, and it was stressed to run him behind, but maybe I need to be more specific on when or how, or I can't fault their efforts.
And how do you think Araujo did tonight?
I'm not sure if that was good, but yeah, he was good. I thought he had a couple good actions. It's good to mix him in the group. I thought, for his first game, I'm sure there's a lot of different things going through his head. So to introduce him to the fans and he introduces himself to the fans and shows what he's about. You could see some quality in the attack, and he works in the defending part as well. And he's just got to continue, progressing and working the group. He's a quality player, and they all are. So they mix in with each other really well, and I thought he did all right tonight.
You inserted a lot of attacking players into the starting lineup. How did you think that they kind of performed together with so many kind of creative players who want to be all on the ball tonight?
I thought in the first half, way it started, I thought, okay, here we go. We're gonna get some actions here, and I thought there could have been a little more. I'm not faulting them. I just think that we got to figure out the best way to get them on the pitch, because that was my idea, is that how can we get all these attackers to have a relationship on the field, to feel comfortable having little combinations, and having the freedom to in certain spaces, or who checks in certain spaces, who runs beyond. And some of those guys already got it. Marcelino, Barco, Joseph, they've played together for a little bit. And you add Luis in it, and I thought it was good at times, and it'll be a work in progress.
What's the status of Santiago Sosa, and did Gonzalo reach out again yet tonight?
Santi, I don't know. I mean, I literally just got in, spoke to them quick, and came to you guys. And I did check my phone again, and Gonzalo did text. So he's pretty good about the communication, and I'm sure it would have been either way, no matter the result. So,
What'd he say?
he said that's a good, very good 3 points.
Switching to the other side of the field, second consecutive shutout for the defense. What are they doing well that you can build on, particularly going against a DC United team that's playing pretty well this past few games?
Yeah, I mean, I think the back five is starting to understand when they step, when they drop, who covers. I think they're starting to have better relationships. My goal was when I did take over that how can we keep some of the consistencies, how can we keep the same lineups as best we can when players are performing, right? I think that's important. And they're starting to have an understanding of they might be isolated at times and they might be 1v1 at the back, and I'm okay with that because it means that we're pushing numbers forward. And they the last 2 games they've had a lot of pressure on them. It's not always been pretty. It's definitely a lot to work on. They got a shutout, which is really, really important. You know, Brad's a big piece of that, and all the defenders and everybody contributes in that. Everybody from the front to the back. I think when this change happened, the first thing I changed was a massive thing. And it's no disrespect to the previous staff, but it was something that I didn't fully know. It wasn't my system. So the defending has been the biggest thing to change, and it's hard to go from that way for 6-7 months and then try to change it on them in 2 days, and then say, okay, we're not gonna have much time to train it, and we'll try our best. And they've picked up on things really well, and then like everything, there's room to improve, room to grow.
I'm sorry. Barco tied his season high with Atlanta United with 4 goals. Tonight there was a moment late in the game in which y'all had a turnover and Barco spread back 50, 60 yards to get the middle of formation in case Toronto did counterattack. Could you just talk about the growth that you've seen from him since he returned from the Olympics?
I mean, he's been more productive, which is first and foremost. I mean, I'm sure that he feels pressure, and I think that's a good thing. And I think a lot of people probably criticize his defending. And I think I said to our staff, like, played Montreal, and we got to make sure our attackers defend. I said, that kid defends. So make sure you guys watch this game and see him defend, and you can check his numbers. He runs. Now maybe I need to give him better instruction on where to run. I can work on that. But he's put in some serious shifts, and they all have. But you're asking about Barco, and I watched him in Columbus in the 94th minute, I think it was. He sprinted across the field, made a slide tackle on Pedro Santos. Then later in the play, picked up the ball, counterattacked about 50, 60 yards, lost it, then sprinted back another 50, 60 yards and got back in position for somebody else. And that is, I don't think people see that stuff. So the kid works, and now he's adding production to it. It's good to see. I hope he keeps growing. I hope he keeps pushing because he wants to be better. He's got big aspirations. So I hope that we can help him be a part of that.